Look, I initially thought that we weren't going to get a lot of news because E3 was coming up. We got the big Black Ops 4 drop. We got a Kingdom Hearts 3 drop, and so many more things. We're talking about all that and how they affect us as gamers right now on Inventory Full.
Welcome to Popcorn Talk, featuring movie discussion, news, and interviews. Popcorn Talk. We talk movies.
Welcome in, everybody, to the NPR of gaming news and culture, Inventory Full. We're listening to the sultry sounds of Utada Ikaru, one of the themes from Kingdom Hearts 3. Hi, everybody. I'm Maria Menounos. This is the team.
What up?
What's up? We're the team.
The team?
I'm Nate Miller. You can find me at all social media, Dog Like Nate.
Are you also the team?
I am the team.
You're
Try to get everybody a little bit more forward thinking. Come on.
I am the team
Come on.
called Stacey Shuttleworth. One of the team.
I'm bringing up the rear here. Pete of the Dees on Twitter. What's up, guys?
Welcome, everybody, back in. I'm legitimately surprised because after the show last week, I was like, so we're going to have like nothing to talk about.
I know, I
this week.
remember.
And we got like 5 flipping pages. We took stuff off.
Yeah.
I don't even know if we're going to get to everything here, but there's a lot of flipping announcements.
Dare you to try.
Before we get to those, though, what's everybody been playing? Great. Stacey, what have you been...
So I picked up a game on the PlayStation Plus, freebies every month. I picked up Rhyme.
Yeah?
Oh, nice.
And yeah, I finished playing through that about 10 minutes before I had to get ready and put makeup on my face and come here.
Meaning finished.
Nice.
Finished
the game.
Done.
Finished the game.
All right.
Well, I have not gone back and gotten all the little extra collectible things, but I finished the game.
Enjoyed it?
I did. It was very different from games I usually play in that it's very puzzle based, linear. This is one of the very few games where I was like, no, I'm going to keep going forward. I didn't like stop and look in every single corner because I was like, no, I have no idea what's going on, and we're going to find out what's going on. And then you hit that point and you're like, I don't want to know anymore.
So it's a stunning game, though.
It's
beautiful.
beautiful. The music, the first leg of the journey, I was like, wow, this is such a great game to just sit down and relax with.
Right.
That changes.
Okay.
But it kind of fluctuates. But it's the music is beautiful. It's a very calming, very you get to approach all these puzzles very critically and just kind of move through it at your own pace in most parts of the game, which I appreciated for once.
That's good.
Yeah.
This chair is noisy. Hey, Patrick, what have you been playing?
I finished that God of War.
Did you?
You did too? Yeah.
Yes, I did.
Dude, yes. I don't know what else to say about it. I literally... Nate's gonna give me shit. I think if it's not, I don't know that it's the best game of all time, but I think it's in the conversation. I think it's in the conversation.
Okay.
I think the game's incredible.
We need something on the soundboard for the
Best game of all time?
Best game of all time.
Yeah.
Man, I missed. We used to have, of course.
Are you
from Street Fighter the movie?
Were you a little bit, obviously a little bit more tepid on it? I was very hot on it. I thought it was a masterclass. I thought it was a 10 out of 10. I loved everything about it. I'm actually now going to clean up some of the stuff that not that I missed, but like it leaves you back into the world, so you can clean that stuff up. So because I genuinely think the combat's incredible. Did you were you?
I really enjoyed the game.
Yep.
I've been a fan of the God of War series since the beginning.
Sure.
I was a big fan of Greek mythology, which when we go, we get to go through and kill all of Greek mythology. Cool.
I get to learn and kill.
So I've been into the series, and this was one that I'm really happy we got a lot more from Kratos as a character. I don't think a lot of stuff can hit for everybody if you haven't gone on the journey with him of 1 through 3.
I didn't.
I went through. So I rewatched God of War 3 the movie.
Oh,
I just
okay.
watched all of the cutscenes again, and I went, I can't believe I played through this game.
Right.
How terrible I was, because in God of War 3 there are times when you're trying to get to like Helios crash and you're trying to go rip off his head.
Yeah.
And you're scaling the thing and there's a guy like hanging on an edge going, oh, my family, I lost everything, and you smack him on the head and drop him into like oblivion. I'm like, what? How flip? And you're killing civilians. You're like, whatever, mindless revenge. Boom, boom, boom. And there's something in the God of War 2018 that alludes to something in God of War that now living the story of this newest game, you have a completely different outlook on it.
Yeah.
Because you have a completely different outlook on the man and the world.
For sure.
And I really like the story that they told, and I would recommend anybody play it just because it can be really satisfying.
Yeah.
And there are very appropriate times where you can rage as Kratos.
Yeah, totally.
And other times where you're just like, nope, not the time for that.
It's God of War. Like it's still true to that. I didn't play the first 3, but I think it's as a story of redemption and
That's
And
the thing is there was
parenting is by
no redemption
performance.
for Kratos in the first 3 games because it was just you ruined my life.
Right.
I'm gonna kill you.
He was. I always thought it was like a parody of what video games are to me. Like when I would watch those things from a distance, like oh Goliath, like I was never into it. So, but I still think it works as an entity in and of itself. No.
Okay.
I really dug it. Like redemption and like parenting by performance, and then like that balance of like protecting your child versus preparing them for the world. I don't know. There's so many cool themes, and like even as not a fan of the series, there were so many like unbelievable like oh shit moments. Like, and I don't want to spoil. I won't spoil it all. But this game is one that can be spoiled.
There are a lot of oh shit moments that just because I don't know, I think stuff can hit harder.
I bet
Being somebody who lived through and don't want to say more than that.
I know what you're doing.
But it's an excellent game, and I think if you have an extra, it took me like I jammed.
I know,
and I took maybe 12 to 14 hours to finish.
Oh, whoa!
If you have just a solid weekend where you're doing nothing, you can finish this game in no time flat.
So I was 40 plus. I did everything.
I didn't do everything. I finished the story, and then I finished the story, put the disc in a thing, and just handed it off to Stacey.
So in the ballpark for me.
You'll
see your game eventually.
Yeah, at some point. But there's a lot of stuff that you like. There's something I texted Patrick. I was like, "Hey, I unlocked this thing. Is it worth it, or should I go through with the story?" And he's like, "It's a side quest. You can do it later." Okay, and then I did it later. Right. And there's a lot of. I like how they sideswipe you with what is common. It's weird. What's common Norse mythology?
Yeah.
Like they play with that a little bit more while diving a little bit deeper into what the person who isn't as familiar with the legends knows. So I do highly recommend it. If you, I would say it's a PS4. If you don't have a PS4 at this point, it's something to get a PS4 for.
It is easily the best PS4 exclusive. I don't think it's even close.
Oh, we got it.
I think it's.
I would say it's. I mean, it's got nothing to stand up to this year, but I think it will be in the conversation for Game of the Year at the end of the year.
I do too.
But there's a lot of other stuff coming out too.
Yeah, Red Dead.
But that's the thing is it's saying something without saying anything at all.
Nah.
Because we don't have any knowledge about what the end of the year is going to look like. But I don't think because I remember at the end of last year we were like, oh yeah, that came out. I don't think people are going to be doing that for God of War.
Not a
People
chance.
are going to be like, yeah, God of War.
Yep.
Hey Nate, I heard that you're pretty hyped on this new State of Decay.
Are you playing State of Decay?
Yeah.
Oh, I need to hear about this.
I did the pre-order, so I got to play on Thursday.
Are you gonna do it?
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
Is it?
There's a lot going on. It's
Right.
like a Walking Dead simulator.
Yeah.
I didn't play the first one, so I don't have a lot to like anything to really base it off of.
Sure.
And also my friends that I'm going to co-op with have been out of town, so I haven't played co-op yet.
Okay.
But I played a little bit of it, and I enjoyed it a lot. It's very immersive. There's a lot going on, a lot of events and like decisions to make. Yeah. So I want to come back to this one because like I messed around with it, but I feel like it's going to take a lot for me to get a more understanding of the game. And also, I think playing the co-op experience, I think, is going to be a major reason why this game will be a success. If it is one,
for sure.
Especially given that it's on the Windows Store and it's cross-platform too.
Okay, that's
phenomenal.
Because it was.
I am
it is
buying this on the way home,
Yeah.
so I can co-op this with you.
Yeah,
I'm so down.
Yes,
Great.
it's very fun. But what I actually want to talk about, because what I spent the most time with, is Pillars of Eternity 2: Deadfire.
Sponsor.
Okay.
Which I bought, and I wish.
I do too.
And I don't know. Like I didn't play the first Pillars.
No, I know.
But I am familiar with isometric, RPG stuff. Especially as I've been getting into D&D.
Yeah.
These systems have become much more interesting to me. And I got it because it was like on sale, and then it like I don't know. Like I just started playing it. I wasn't sure, and like I was like, this is kind of cool. And then, like, I looked up and, like, 3 hours had passed, and I was just, like, sucked into the story.
Yeah.
With, like, the companions, and the voice acting is so good.
Nice.
And, like, again, it's Obsidian, and it brings me back to the New Vegas days.
Yeah.
And, like, there's no other game that reminds me of that same, like, the interaction of options and choices in the conversations and how people respond and how your party responds, and so didn't like that. Like, I've missed that so much, and it's so good to have it in a game like that.
I've heard that one is so deep, just like so, like you can go, and am I wrong? But like it's really accessible. You can kind of engage with the systems that you want. But if you really want that crazy deep experience, God, it's so cool.
And I am like just dipping my toe. Like all the stuff that's like not recommended for beginners. I'm like, okay. I'll come back. Even the combat, I've got the camp. Yeah.
So like that pretty.
Well, in this version, they've added multi-classes, and so every time you recruit a character, you get to choose what class they are.
Cool.
And a couple of them have different multi-class options, but it says multi-class is not recommended for beginners because it's a much more complicated way of building an effective character because you've got like double the pool of skills and they level in a different way and stuff. But yeah, I've got the combat on like the slowest mode. Possible.
Yeah.
I thought it was turn-based, but I am wrong. It is action.
It's real time.
Yeah,
you can pause at any point.
You can pause it and give commands and stuff. But it is real time. For me, very, very slow time.
Sure.
So I can figure out what's going on.
Matrix time.
And I've only had a party wipe one time.
In
my 6 hours.
How far in? 6 hours? Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds cool.
It's really cool. The locations are awesome. The maps are beautiful. The music also is spectacular. It reminds me a lot of Bungie in that it is very orchestral and like poignant, but also it's very tied to what's going on in the scene. Like when it starts getting tense, like the music gets tense, but then it also dissipates like perfectly whenever there's like a resolution or something, or even just like changing zones. Yeah, they've done a great job of blending the songs together so it goes along with what you're playing with.
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of Pillars of Eternity 2 Deadfire because one of the other studios I work at, Geek and Sundry, it's been a sponsor for like the past month.
Oh, nice.
Because all of the Critical Role cast have a part, and then they also reprise their roles from the last campaign of Critical Role as those characters, so you can play with those characters.
That's rad.
I downloaded that DLC, so I'm
free DLC.
My second, that's why I got it. So my plan for my second playthrough is to, when I do my different character, I'm gonna bring a couple of those guys along.
Very cool.
And kill off all the original companions.
Kill them.
Do it. Do it. I recommend
kill the other companions.
I recommend Keyleth and Grog and Scanlan. That will probably be the 3 most entertaining that you can get.
Okay.
Anyway,
I like that.
There's a whole bunch of stuff to talk about. Let's jet through it. Hey, No Man's Sky is finally getting that multiplayer it promised us 2 years ago.
Good for them.
Yeah, it's going to be dropping with the Xbox release on PS4, on PC, and now you'll be able to group up to survive, build, race, and relax across the galaxy. I'm really excited for that because it may give me a reason to finally play it. Because it's like, oh, this is the game that you wanted to ship 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Now that it's $10-20. Yeah, I'll give it a shot because I like.
We're still talking about No Man's Sky in
we
2018.
But
it's impressive they've kept with it.
We're still talking about Minecraft in 2018.
But
it's different.
But it's a new release, and it's being released to Xbox, right? Like there's a whole new platform release.
What's old is new is old is new is old is new is old is space again. And any sort of Minecraft clone, I'm willing to give it at least a shot.
I know, and I honestly think the game is cool, and it had a really unfortunate launch situation, but the hype is dangerous. You got to be careful what you promise people.
I think it's more than hype. I think this was like a direct, unintentional or intentional misrepresentation of what the game was.
But clearly they were working towards this point. They
totally
just weren't there
exactly.
But they overscoped it.
Yeah, if they had been more clear about it being early access, being a work in progress, I think people would have received it much better.
I think it's tough, and I genuinely like those guys.
How they did and end up having all the features they have now, they could have done this.
I agree, right? $30. It's this it's early access. It's like, hey, we want community involvement. Like we're working toward the multiplayer. Right. I think they could have built momentum to this. This could have been huge, but I think they were on stage at E3. Like I feel like this is Sony going, yo, this is a tentpole release.
I will give them crap, but this actually gives me some interest in playing.
Yeah, me too. I think it looks cool. Yeah. Sean Murray said it was like Star Trek away team, right? So, and what else did he say? He said a little like Battlestar. I know he's still saying crazy stuff. So I don't know. I'm gonna tune back in. It's a free update if you have it on the PS4, and then it launches day and date with the Xbox One, right? So
yeah, and there's no word on now that it's in the conversation cross-platform play. There's no, in terms of like PC and PS4, PC, Xbox. There's no talk about that, but I wonder if that's something in the future too.
Is that on the Windows Store? No, it's on Steam, right?
It is
Steam. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I know it says Windows PC.
Yeah, but it's sold in Steam currently.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
as of right now. So I don't know
Alright.
if it's going to be a future release.
Yeah, it doesn't say specifically Microsoft Store. Hey, Nate, how about this Destiny PTR, huh? Crucible
Yeah,
Labs.
Nate.
What do you think about that?
It's exciting. This is the first. I mean, this is what I talked about last time we talked about the game. Is that it's not these expansions and stuff they've been working on. The stuff that we've got now is not the stuff that they've been working on most recently. And this is, I mean, in my opinion, clearly a direct result of the summit that they had with the players.
So this is more recent than...
Oh yes.
Yeah, than
yes.
Pipeline?
I mean, I think even the idea that Bungie would make a PTR, because that's basically what it is. They're just not calling it that. But a space to test changes.
Yep.
It's a big shift in the way that they are communicating with the community. It's a big shift in the way that they are thinking about the game, at least in a way that the players can actually see. So it's actually a lot bigger than just Destiny's getting a PTR.
Yeah.
It's a good sign of things to come.
The implications.
Yeah,
of
it shows that they're actually dedicated to getting it right. And whether that is just because the live team is the same live team that took over D1 and they were fantastic then and they're being fantastic now. They're cleaning up the shit of the people that shit before them. But I don't know. I mean, I'm playing the game. I'm really enjoying Crucible right now. Osiris is still crap, but there's there's enough stuff to do. And like I said, I like the Crucible. The balance is great. It's like it feels good. That's my PvP game right now.
Is that right? That's cool.
Crush some people.
So it's the quality of life changes that came with Osiris, but not Osiris itself.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
So the Crucible Labs thing, very, very open to it, very excited. The other things that they had on there, if you're interested, check out the This Week at Bungie from last week actually, has the new milestone chart updated for what
All the
they're
way through
planning on.
September, I believe.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't want to congratulate them or say anything good because like they should have
know
done this
you're
a long
watching.
time ago, and like I don't support that, but I already paid for the game and I do enjoy it. And if we get some more good free updates like this Crucible Labs thing, I might buy the next DLC if the game's in a better spot. Maybe.
Have you gone back to play Osiris yet?
I have not, but I did the thing that I like Destiny so much, I'm going to buy it all up front. So
No,
I
no,
haven't.
same.
Yeah,
Same.
I haven't gone to play it at all. Not at all.
I need to update it. So here's something that I wanted to talk with everybody because it's like, oh, what a cool get. Wait a minute. So Resident Evil 7 is coming to the Switch.
Oh, is it? Tell me about that.
But
yeah, here it is.
it's being released in Japan so far as Biohazard Cloud version.
Okay.
Which means it's a 45 megabyte download,
Great.
and you stream the game over the cloud.
I'm sorry.
Which to me negates the entire convenience of having a console quote power
Yes, unless you
game like console in your pocket.
unless you bought a Switch and didn't buy a PlayStation 4.
Yeah, but you know what I mean.
Then you have no other way to play it.
Yeah,
Like,
if
it's like,
you're
I
like,
can
oh,
play it on my Switch.
I finally get to play it on my Switch, but I still have to play it at home.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree.
point.
It's crazy.
Do you want to play Resident Evil anywhere other than
Hey.
in the safety of your own home?
That's actually a very
Also
strong
true.
I
point.
mean,
Yeah, also true.
I feel like
strong
that
point.
is probably one of the biggest tethers and the easiest way for them to be like, this is a family-friendly console. You can have Resident Evil, but under very strict conditions.
I think
Playing on an
you also
airplane,
need to
you're like,
stop-
None of that.
Mark, I need you to stop assuming the role of the Switch console. Okay, it is not only a mobile platform, but it is also a at-home console that you can. There's a nice dock.
I know.
Okay, don't
It's half the value
try to
proposition is that it
ascribe
goes somewhere else.
to only one. That's why
Half
it's
the
called
value.
the Switch, right?
Half of the value
Oh, yes,
proposition
I-
is the
Lots of
Switch.
games.
And I-
though.
no, but
There's a
then-
lot of games.
Right, true.
Resident Evil does not.
No.
That's what I'm saying, is if it's referred to as the Switch, meaning you can change the mode and the way in which you can play it, I'll do it. I'm not going to do it on camera.
I almost got it.
I almost did it.
it.
Family show. But that eliminates the whole point
Yeah.
of being
Yeah,
able to
no,
switch.
I know what you mean.
It's a weird
It's a
decision.
Wii U again.
It's a weird decision.
If it becomes a trend and they do it with a whole bunch of games, then yeah, maybe I can see it being a problem. But I
gonna
don't.
become
I
a
don't.
trend.
I don't think this one game doing it is creating a trend, like a crisis for the identity of
Actually-
the Switch.
Well, oh no, I was going to say, this is how I can see Monster Hunter World being on the Switch, is if they make a cloud version for the Switch.
Could see that.
And but then it's another thing of like, oh, but I wanted to take it with me and now I can't. But there is a Switch exclusive Monster Hunter coming out later
Is that
this year.
announced?
Yeah, they announced it.
Okay,
Yeah,
rad. I
Capcom
thought-
announced it.
very cool.
And we're gonna get more details at E3. But yeah,
That's gonna be
amazing.
based on the movie.
I was so
hope so.
no.
Mia Jovovich just bouncing around.
It's already in a pre-established
In your pocket.
franchise. How dare! Such how dare! All right, we're gonna take
That's for everybody.
a dip into the ocean water and talk a little bit about some piracy. Skull and Bones got delayed. Is anybody sad?
What's Skull and Bones?
I think they saw that other pirate game and said, "We need some more shit in our world."
Oh,
Maybe.
you see a thief?
So Skull and
Did you
Bones.
see the Hungering Deep trailer?
We got it.
Okay, just kidding.
So Skull and Bones has been delayed to the 2019-2020 fiscal year.
Yep.
So quite a bit. The quote from Ubisoft is, "In line with previous practices and in view of the acceleration of our digital transformation, growth in back catalog sales, and excellent momentum of recent releases, Ubisoft has decided to give itself more time to develop Skull and Bones to offer players an even more engaging experience."
But do you have the rest of the quote where they talked about like, hey, our unit forecast across all 4 titles was like 28 million, and moving this, we're gonna dial this one down to like 24 million. So they're not even anticipating this thing is not like tracking very well. I mean, obviously none of us care, but like I think even internally, Ubi's like not tracking. They've adjusted their forecast down 4 million units, and they moved a flagship title. They clearly internally aren't very confident in this at all.
And they'll probably there's word that there might be some sort of an Assassin's Creed release this year. I mean,
Right.
thanks
I think
to
it's
Walmart.
Watchdog. I think it's Watchdog.
Really?
I do.
All right, but not too sad about
Assassin's
that
Creed X Watch Dogs.
because we're
Yes,
Dude, I'm
they
about
exist
it.
in the same
Okay,
world.
but yeah.
Don't mess with me.
yeah.
I'm
They-
not
they-
opposed to
that's-
this.
You
What
can
do you
market
mean they exist in the same
exist in
world?
the
Meaning they
world,
literally
yeah.
are in the same world.
in
No,
the
they don't.
yeah,
yes,
they
I
do.
swear to God.
Dude, in the
Yeah.
first
So dumb.
in the first game, in the first
quit.
Watch Dogs,
So
you can
good.
find somebody who works at Abstergo.
Oh yeah. There's a bunch of references, and in this latest Assassin's Creed, there's all of the what's the
That
company?
makes no
There's all of
right.
the surveillance companies
Yeah.
all over this new Assassin's Creed.
That makes no sense.
That's true. It's happening. It'll be there eventually.
One universe.
Desmond is
Thanks,
definitely
Ubi.
becomes the next Watchdog.
The return of
Okay,
Desmond.
but
Yes.
I would be about that.
Yeah, I kind of would too. I know.
return
Even
of
as I
Nolan
said it, I'm
North.
like, that
In
sounds
for
okay.
that.
Yeah.
Nolan
that
North
sounds
returns
alright.
to Ubi.
Yes.
All right, so speaking of
Keep going.
piracy, we've got the new Hungering Deep trailer, which I want to watch a little bit of because it follows the idea that Sea of Thieves presented in terms of, oh, here's this big pirating world. We're not gonna tell you anything about it. I love pirates. You just have to discover it for yourself.
luck.
Go ahead and pop the volume a little bit too, because it's just a dude telling a story.
Danger.
Stories.
For you see, to journey out onto the waves is to take a step into the unknown.
I love this art
There
so
are
much.
things which
Yeah.
have lived there and ruled there far longer than us. Great terrors from the deep. Some I've seen with my own eye. Many have tried to gain control over the sea, but it does not reward the greedy or impatient. The ancient people encountered monsters so powerful and
Megalodon!
Nice.
they worshipped them as gods. Some say that the
This game
ancients
did really
even
well.
learned how to summon such creatures. They'd offer a sacrifice.
Second on NPD, and they
in
sold it
Really?
the game. Yeah, second on
They
it
were
was
allowed to sail
platform
the
exclusive,
sea.
and that's not counting the Games Pass. The people that played that.
The
So
people
this
that
is
got the
literally
Games
people who
Pass,
purchased it.
Just
So
stories.
they're very,
But
very
I
pleased
know.
with its performance.
And now I hear whispers from across the waves of ships disappearing without a trace. Sightings of something impossible.
Impossible.
Just stories.
So what's implied
Now, do I
from
tell you
the
about a
trailer
vicious parrot that's
is that you might be able to summon a megalodon or
Please.
some sort of a giant undersea monster by finding the right thing, by finishing the right mission.
Fantastic.
And I'm all about it.
I think it's cool they're introducing some mystery to it, right? Like, let's just
well,
people
the whole
go figure
game.
it out.
That's what I like. Is the whole
Yeah.
game was mystery until like it was leaked.
Until it came out.
But it's one of those things where it's that word of mouth thing of I heard that you have to do this and do that. Oh, and it kind of brings it back to when we were kids and we're like, oh, well, I have an uncle who works at Nintendo
Yeah.
that told me this is a cheek. There's a green ninja in Mortal Kombat.
So he's very
How
there.
old are you?
None of your
never
goddamn
did
business.
that.
Anything to say on my personal affairs. That's because we had Nintendo Power.
No, it was all about CCC, cheatcodecentral.com.
Cheatcode.com. No. Nintendo
know what I'm talking about.
Electronic Gaming
gamers.
Monthly. It was
Right,
going
yeah.
to the Scholastic Book Fair,
EGM.
finding a new book of codes.
You're damn right.
You get the Game Shark pack.
Get that. Oh man, a Game Shark.
I,
I'd be a Game Shark.
Force those cheat codes in
Yeah.
that game.
that,
Game Genie.
Probably a better way to say
Couldn't
that.
beat Battletoads with the Game
But
Genie.
I'm so okay.
Not proud of this.
I'm stoked. Like I like me some Sea of Thieves. I had a lot of fun when we played it the other week, and it's one of those games that I'm gonna like going back to.
Yeah.
Did
Did you guys buy it?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I just didn't know if you guys were doing the Game Pass because I'm like really into.
No, I bought it day one.
Cool.
I haven't been playing too much on my Xbox One lately. I've just been doing like media, like Hulu and Rooster Teeth and all sorts of things. Speaking of things that are viable, apparently
what's
Dave and
viable?
Buster's is a super viable place for brand new arcade games to be released. 343 and Microsoft announced an
is so
arcade,
weird.
a 4-player 4K
I know.
Halo arcade game
Battle
called
Pod.
Fire Team Raven.
Yep.
It's a 4-player cooperative shooter that puts you in control of the orbital drop shock troopers known as Fire Team Raven. They're in the same Halo ring as Master Chief during the events of the original Halo.
No.
And in addition to fighting the Covenant troops and vehicles, you also run into Undead Flood. The game takes place inside a machine equipped with 4 machine gun turrets with a 130-inch 4K display with your character's health and total kill count visible at the top. As you can see in this trailer, the game nails the look of the main console games with impressive fidelity, according to this article, and all special effects you expect from Halo. The sound is also spot on, as you can hear from the grunts' screams.
The grunts screaming haunt me in my sleep.
I mean, it's probably about $2 for a play per person, at the very least.
Look, if this is what they're announcing, I'm very concerned about the state of Halo right now. Like I am very.
Now this is what it took?
I am.
This is what it took.
Look, I mean, I've been
Oh,
concerned
man.
for sure. Don't get me wrong. Like, whatever. Like, I wasn't pleased with Halo 5 either. I was holding out hope against
Halo
hope that
5.
we would actually
Halo
see.
4.
Also,
Halo Reach.
I'm just eternally optimistic. I spend way more time than I'm proud to admit at Dave and Buster's. So, like, part of me is gonna all play this. But, like, also, man, this is a bummer that this is getting announced. That this was on that like big Xbox show. Like, this is like they dedicated a lot of time to this.
But I like the play it first at Dave and Buster's, which means it's going to go other places.
Please let it be a home,
Home
version.
release.
Yeah.
But where you have to
that
like
shit.
shittily like move the cursor around.
Yeah, file that under nope.
Hey, if they still had the Kinect, I could see it viable as like a point.
Okay, yeah.
Viable, but is that something anyone really
No.
wants or needs?
No.
You know, arcades are just so, popping right now. They're
Dude,
just
I
getting
actually
right
really
and
like the
left.
Star Wars like battle pod thing
That was
at Dave and
cool.
Buster's. It's
Yeah,
fucking
that's
rad.
But that's Star Wars.
It's dope. I agree. It's dope. I think it's really cool. I spend a lot of money on
Star Wars,
shit.
Star Wars has
magic.
jumped the shark so much, but
I
we're
know,
all
but,
like, we
I
just
hear
want to
the
ride
music.
it.
I know.
You just keep
put me in an
following
X-wing.
the shark.
I'm on board.
The
Let's
Star
do
Wars arcade games have always been
Dope,
pretty
right?
good.
I
for the most
agree.
part.
I
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah, but I remember the last time I was at a Dave and Buster's to play that Battle Pod game.
Yeah.
We all ended up renting a console for like an hour to play Smash Brothers anyway.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. Or it wasn't. It may not have been a Dave and Buster's, but it was at a big. Oh man, whatever. Either way, it's a
say,
place
you
in
can do
Vegas.
that at
Oh,
Dave and
Arcade
Buster's?
Works. Arcade Works
Okay.
in Vegas. That's what it was.
Dave
and
I would do
Buster's,
that
fun
all
fact,
the time at Dave and Buster's. Be
owned
like,
by
yo,
Halliburton.
step up. Who wants to get smashed?
No, it's not.
Swear to God.
It's owned by Halliburton.
Halliburton. You know, Dick Cheney's Halliburton owns Dave and Buster's outright.
Well, shoot me in the face.
that's
on
a
a
fun
hunting
fact
trip.
for you
I did
folks at
not
home.
know
Yeah,
that.
isn't that weird?
That's who
Wow.
you're supporting.
It's a weird.
That's support
The War
Halliburton. Go to-
Machine. Go ahead, play Halo if you want to just kill innocents.
Or the new Rampage
Not
game
Grants.
that debuted with the movie at Dave and Buster's
Is
as
that
well.
right?
Yeah.
They're doing all right.
Well, because in the Rampage movie,
change.
George jumps through a Dave and Buster's and the logo just goes.
Of course it does. God.
Yeah. It's pretty amazing. It's
That's pretty
amazing.
great.
Coming soon.
It's all over in
wanna
Times
spend
Square.
any
I sent you guys some
more
pictures. It's so good.
Everybody owns everything. Speaking of everybody owning everything, Disney!
Yes.
Hey, there was
All
a
of it.
big Kingdom Hearts event. I say big, but it was just like, hey, we're going to put names to the stuff that you've
Yeah,
been
yeah.
seeing over and over again and show you one new thing.
Right.
We got to see Wreck-It Ralph joining Sora's endless list of summons. I really like it because it even seems like they were so forward thinking of like the Minecraft Fortnite sort of a thing where you summon Ralph, and I like how he still has like the CRT lines on him.
Dude, that's rad.
But you build turrets around the battlefield, and then when the time expires, they just fire off.
That's so good.
It's flipping cool. I just like our boy Ralph. Now I was hoping that there was a way to put Litwack's Arcade or anything.
Yeah, I think you set them off.
Yeah. It's at the end of the summon though.
Yeah.
But it's you hurry up and place everything before too long, and then bam, knock everything out. Boom, that's it. But we got the name of the Keyblades. We got an announcement.
Thank God.
Seriously, we got an announcement that next month they're going to be announcing the release.
Announcements for announcements. And we will take it
Yeah.
as starved Kingdom Hearts fans,
Yeah.
which is the problem here.
And finally,
Are you guys looking for like is this shaping up the way you guys wanted to? I know you're so excited about this property. Like, is it?
It looks great.
It does.
Okay.
Combat system looks good.
Because as a neophyte, like I want to play this. Like, I've not invested in all of it. I think it looks kind of dope, and I.
so much.
I will know.
You
I'll call you guys all day. Hey, so I don't know what's going on.
There's like a
Could you help me?
3-hour lecture on YouTube.
Perfect.
I'll send that to you.
Yeah, I need all the
Place to
homework.
go.
Wow.
But
how
so-
many of the games are in that 3 hours?
I'm saying like it looks
the
exciting to
first
somebody who's
three, really.
a neophyte. I just was curious to see like for you guys that like are so excited about the property. It seems like it's shaping up the way you wanted to.
Well, it's got a lot of the stuff from Kingdom Hearts that gets us hyped. It's not just Sora in another place, but it's Sora as a toy,
Sure.
Sora as a monster,
Yeah.
all of the sweet transformations of the Keyblades,
Cool.
and the summons, and it. The thing that got me were the attractions.
Okay.
Were the
Those
attraction
are
summons.
so
I'm not
cool.
sold on that yet. I
Well,
need to play it
as a
first.
big fan of the parks, being able to ride Big Thunder Mountain as in the form of one of my favorite parades ever, the Main Street Electrical Parade,
Right.
is something that I never thought I'd be able to do because it's
Sure.
like, oh,
Right.
Disney property, we're just going to stick to movies. No, we're going to theme parks, son. You can do there's the teacups, which is just like an area of effect thing where everybody's in a teacup. But then they showed the Rock Titan fight where you can run up the mountain, summon Big Thunder Mountain, and fire fireworks at the
Oh,
Rock
cool.
Titan, and it looks really flippin' cool.
That's rad.
I'm excited to play this on my Pro. I wonder how pretty they're going to make this cartoon look.
Yeah.
So as what else is there that we want? Because so far it looks pretty good.
I mean, I want answers to the story.
Yeah, I want
I want
progression.
answers.
All
Damn
this
it.
stuff is cool. Yeah, but I don't give a
But
F about this. I want to know about the 7 wielders of light and the
I'm ready for a resolution.
Yeah, Organization 13.
and the 13 forms of Zemnis and all that stuff. Like,
Why
I
is
am-
Marluxia
it's
back?
been some years.
You are right. I need that
These
YouTube
are the
video,
important
Nate. I'm
questions.
super.
Oh, yeah.
I went from 0 to very
Right.
lost in like
Yes,
3
yes.
seconds.
Because with Marluxia, you have to remember all that stuff. We don't know how much of that was real or not. If that was a dream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Always said that. Always.
Patrick knows.
Right there.
What color?
Color
What
thing.
color is Marluxia's hair?
What color isn't it? That's what I want to know.
Damn.
Lame answer.
Nailed
Come on.
it.
You didn't.
We
you
don't
didn't
know
even,
if it's even real.
You didn't even shoot for the moon. Come on.
We don't even know if that hair's real.
It pink. But there's
In that dream,
there was a. Oh, God damn it.
not wrong.
As somebody, I really liked all of the other members of Organization 13 that we met in. I don't even remember the name of the game at this point. Chain of Memories. Chain of Memories.
Okay.
That we never
that we didn't
saw
really
again.
see into. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would like to know if we'd be able to fight them again. I know there was a boss rush mode in Final Mix, which we didn't get until the remasters on PS3 and PS4. So yeah, there's
the
so much
2.5
Patrick.
that I have now has all the extra boss fights from the ones in Chain of Memories.
Okay, cool. But it's I don't know
think
what more they could do.
You don't think that there's going to be like, look, because so much time has passed. There's a whole other generation of people who you don't think they're going to make
They
this
don't care.
accessible in any way. They just don't care. All right.
They are telling a
Bad
story.
Game design.
No. You want to know
No.
how they made this accessible?
It's not
How?
going to be it's not going to be inaccessible. The
Yeah.
grander, story
will just fly over the head of the little kid that's going to play this game.
Got it.
It will
They'll-
have a neatly wrapped
yes.
up little tail that you can
There'll
play
be
through
enough.
in this
Great.
game.
So as a child, I'll be fine.
Right.
Yes.
But
Got
there'll
it.
be, you will, as a not child, you'll pick up on things and be like, okay, I'm confused because
Okay.
he said that, and you'll either have to ask us or look it up or something.
Both.
But I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they did, even if it's just like a short, like, AMV with one of Utada's songs that just has like a recap of what's happened over the past few years.
Or the things that you
yeah.
need to know.
Right.
Yeah,
the
the-
important events, I think they will probably do something like that.
Because there will be a couple of things that they have to introduce for completely new players.
Got
like
it.
so, if you're completely new to the franchise, there'll probably be some stuff that they could just throw you into that you need to know a little bit about.
Like Lee and Kyrie. Like, there's so many flipping things.
Just who the basics
King
are,
Mickey.
you know.
Why is he a
what
king?
the Heartless operates.
Yeah,
as.
heartless
Keyblade.
nobody.
Why is anybody
What's
a
a
king?
nobody?
I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the other one?
Why's everybody got an X in it?
What about the unversed?
Oh, the
Don't forget about the
unversed.
unversed.
Yeah.
I actually, the unversed was from Birth by Sleep, and I like them a lot.
Yeah.
Just because Birth by Sleep
They're in this
was
one.
really good. Are they? Mm-hmm. Oh,
Yeah.
hot damn. Well,
Play an
We're getting it
important
all.
role from a story perspective.
and here's another way that they're making it accessible. You can buy 1.5 and 2.5 for the PS4.
Yeah, and they
Okay.
also look fantastic.
They do?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. All right.
Yeah, and then also, so the mobile games too they're on there. It's not the game though. It's just like all the
You get to
cutscenes.
watch
Oh,
then you
cool.
just
Oh, perfect.
put it on, get some popcorn.
That's kinda great.
grab a
Oh
drink.
yeah, the
Keep
Unchained.
up with the story.
Yeah, the one on
Get wasted.
on
Every time they see Keyblade, do a shot. and you're like,
Chain of Memories too.
Well, you
Yeah,
could.
that's-
You're
or
not
no,
gonna come out the other
3
side.
You're
No,
like-
okay.
Yeah, I think so, too.
and Patrick died while playing
Chain of Memories
Kingdom
has the
Hearts.
actual HD
sucks.
update.
the PS2, the RE Chain of Memories, then updated because I played it on Game Boy
Yeah.
Advance.
yeah,
And it
me
was
too.
great on Game Boy
Yeah.
Advance and crappy on PS2.
Yeah, and
Anyway.
it's crappy on PS4 also.
Yeah.
never change.
Yeah, well, it's all some things just don't port over. Like it made sense as a mobile game.
Mm-hmm.
It was really actually really clever way to adapt the combat system from PlayStation to a handheld game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Man, Patrick, you're missing out.
I know. Sounds it.
But it's like
Soon I'll catch up.
the years of hype that we've had as
I'm
fans of
excited
the
for you guys,
franchise,
yeah.
and now going like, is it actually going to come out this year?
Also, to like what
I think so.
I'm also kind of nervous that we're not really going to get any resolution, that it's going to be another like setup of where, like you said, we get our nice little story and then.
But they've made a statement that we're going to be wrapping up thing. Like we're heading towards the resolution. There was a word. I don't think it was resolution, but it was something similar to resolution.
Well, I think this will be the end of Sora's story as our main character. And the Keyblade War and all of this stuff, and we may flash forward, we may flash back to like the birth of the first Keyblade, and I don't mean the CHI Keyblade,
Right,
but
not the Keyblade.
not the Keyblade,
The
But the
but the
Keyblade.
Keyblade.
Right. The
Yeah,
X-Blade.
like only like that's the thing is fans
makes real
fans of the
sense to
series
me.
know, wow, that really is shitty, isn't it? And other fans of the series go, what the hell are you
Yeah.
people talking about?
Yeah.
But he's gonna look it up. But like the Greek letter key blade
yeah, like
versus
yeah.
key
Great.
blade.
Okay.
QI.
Yeah.
Sure.
But like
Pretty self-explanatory.
we've like gotten a fraction of confirmed worlds. So I wonder if they're going to announce a lot, because either one way or another, we're gonna find out. Like fans are either gonna tap the game and go, or like tap a demo, find all of the info and go, oh, these are all the worlds you're gonna be going to. Or I highly doubt that we're gonna be playing the game and go, oh, this is it.
See the shadowy world as it reveals, and
Yeah.
just have that moment of pure like.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna keep a few under wraps until
so.
at least until the reviews and stuff start coming in.
But that's the thing.
I don't
is
think
then,
they're gonna sit there and announce every single one so that we all know it's coming.
Then we're
Right.
gonna be getting headlines of, oh, this world's in Kingdom Hearts, so you never get to
But
this
then,
character.
right? But you can choose not to look at those.
Yeah, but the internet.
Yeah, also self-control.
Yeah.
That's right. I know what you're talking about.
I mean, honestly, at this point, I'm so deep in, I don't really want to be spoiled on much more.
No, I
now.
don't either,
Like,
but
I
it's-
want to go in and.
it's always something that you never expect. You know,
That's true.
it's always like, oh, one person going, man, I can't believe this is in it. Like on Twitter, you're like, no,
Yeah,
what
yeah,
the hell?
Yeah, YouTube was rife with God of War spoilers. 'Cause
Yeah.
You can see something in God of War and just instantly it's spoiled. And I know you know what I'm talking about. And you're like, oh, come on.
I chose a really poor way to search for the first announcement trailer. I went God of War reveal trailer or God of War reveal, and no, I didn't get anything spoiled for me. I just saw the thing. I just saw a title that was not really a spoiler, but kind of a spoiler.
Sure.
And I went, well, I mean, that's what I get for doing that.
But it's like those thumbnails that just surfaces.
That was my fault. But then as a result, the
rest of your videos populate that. Yes,
exactly.
Kills me.
Yeah, it's garbage. That damn rhythm. But yeah, we could probably do 2 to 3 hours on Kingdom Hearts, and maybe we will.
I'm super down. I know.
Can we just ask Patrick questions
Yeah,
about characters?
We'll let Patrick ask us questions, and then we'll bill it as like, do you not know anything about Kingdom Hearts? Are you interested in Kingdom Hearts 3?
Oh, I'll literally build, yes, and we'll just solicit questions from the audience. Me and the audience will ask questions of you, the panel of experts. I just look, I really want this to go well for you guys. Like, I don't know if you've like had anything like, I waited forever for Ender's Game, the movie, and I was crushed. The book's one of my favorite pieces of literature all time. And so I'm genuinely hoping that like all of this delivers into something like, because I don't know, I know you guys are similar, but like on a long enough timeline, I build up expectations to a point where like nothing's going to deliver it. There's just no way it can be what I want it to be. And I just hope it's awesome for you guys. I'm rooting for you. Yes.
I found that really hard to believe when every game that you play is the best game ever. And I say that as a friend.
What's the best game other than Game of God of War? I said that's like literally one of the better games I've ever created.
You said Destiny. You said Last of Us.
Destiny is great. Last of Us is the best game of all time.
Most stories,
and The Witcher is the other one. That's my top 5. Literally, Witcher, God of War, like Last of Us, not Destiny.
What was the other one from last year with the girl?
Oh, Horizon. Yeah, Horizon.
I wouldn't say ever made. I thought that was my favorite PS4 game.
The one that won the award.
You did the
the Hellblade.
Hellblade.
I did not say that game was. I said don't play that. I think that's dark as shit. I think people should play it. I think like I did not have fun with that game. It's a terrible game, and I still have PTSD.
Wolfenstein.
One of the better stories in gaming.
It's not a bad thing. It's good to be excited.
Studying these tiny little.
I like
it's a balance.
I know. I agree.
It's the balance.
I know. Plus, I'm leaning into that really hard. I know. That's why I like being on a show with you. I'm leaning into that.
Yin yang.
Even if I didn't, I'd be like, Nate, talk about that thing I hate.
I am excited for Kingdom Hearts. I'm not like super amped. I don't expect it to be the best game I've ever played or like anything like that, but I do think I will enjoy it. Yep. And the game, they have a really unique way of like keeping the same feeling of a game alive, even though like it's been so long since the last one. And looking at it, it looks like Kingdom Hearts 3, like what I would expect. And it doesn't look old. It doesn't look dated at all. But it also doesn't look like a completely different game since it's being made. So
playing 2.8 really helped me get back into this is what Kingdom Hearts feels like.
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah, it was really really cool. And what I think we should do, Patrick, is instead of like a big question and answer thing, we should set up a camera and a picture-in-picture of you watching the catch up, the 3 hour, and just going, what the fuck?
Sorry.
Wait. Pause.
Yeah. Can I phone a friend? That's not that game. What are you doing?
Too bad. Speaking of friends, I want to call a friend to not remind me that this game exists. Hey, Black Ops 4 had its big.
Really wanted to make that transition work.
I didn't. Or you would have heard me try. No trying. Speaking of not trying, Black Ops 4.
Yes,
nice.
We got
there.
We got there.
The only thing, like, I'm not a big Black Ops person, but the only thing that got me like, was the like zombies generations that they did, and that bottom one right there. If you go and play that, they released 3 trailers for zombies that I kind of and you could play with the sound off that I kind of just Frankenstein together.
Cool.
Because one takes place on the goddamn Titanic.
Great.
After it hits the flippin' iceberg.
On board.
What?
That's so dumb.
Yeah, you like that?
In between the time of it sinking,
yes.
That is
an unexplored piece of history.
Zombies.
That is an unexplored piece of history.
Or like right before to hitting, and then you have to like destroy and escape before. Also, all 4 main characters are like, it's 4 of the same characters just across time, and it's trying to tell like one story of like this cult summoning zombies and blah 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 blah. But just the Titanic isn't used too much as a place to game. Hashtag too
Okay.
soon.
But I
I was
love
about
it.
to say how I was actually like getting interested in this too.
Hashtag too soon.
Hashtag too soon.
And now you show
if
me
you-
this.
Well,
If you skip forward a little bit,
I'm having such a roller coaster with this. Game.
then we're keep going. Now we're in gladiatorial Roman times.
Fucking dumpster fire. What is this?
where-
You want to hear me hate
from
something?
Titanic.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
it's them glowy eyes that we know so well, but we're in some sort of a gladiatorial
That guy got
arena.
Does zombie just do a Superman punch?
I would hope so. And then the third, so it was Voyage of Despair.
These zombies look awful.
yeah, I'm not. a
Everything
fan.
about this.
What's
this
another one?
game. I think you meant game.
Wait, are we still in?
Oh, you can't.
Game
They're not
was-
even
I
calling
was
it
like,
the
What time
Titanic.
period are we in now?
No, they do, right?
No, it says a certain. Oh well, no, never mind. Yeah, they call it the
No, they
Titanic.
do, they get there.
Okay.
Blood of the Dead, which takes place in a prison, which is the least.
But also a
evocative.
remix of an old level.
Yeah.
Like that's it's not even new.
But with the new four main
yeah,
characters.
but like also who cares? Dude,
But I'm like, yo, that's they're playing with they're playing with. That's one of the places in Call of Duty where they seem to play with the game type.
Now,
And
I
look-
want you to take a minute, okay, and think about what you just said. This is a Call of Duty game, and I want you to look at what's on the screen,
and
and I want you to say
those.
those words again. Is a Call of Duty game.
No, I'm
Well-
gonna say these words. I miss Sunset Overdrive.
Why
Anyway.
can't
Yes.
they, if they want to do this, why don't they just make a zombies game
Well-
and just do that?
But
I agree.
People
I guess
would buy that.
That's the point. Like, I think that my problem is that we're really releasing a Call of Duty game called Black Ops, which comes with a lot of like the best storytelling in Call of Duty hard stop, and they don't have a single player
that's not
campaign.
true.
Yeah.
Just to interject, guys, as a fan of the series and having played a lot of Black Ops 3,
Yeah, me too.
after you beat the campaign of that, there was an actual rewrite of the campaign with cutscenes and voiceovers attached to just sort of rewrite the story in sort of a zombie apocalypse fashion style.
Yeah, I remember.
And I thought that was impressive.
Don't worry,
I thought it was
Steve.
clever
we don't,
too,
we
but,
don't
like,
judge you for your taste.
I like to see. I'm super with you, but this is so crazy. Additionally, they announced something. I was going to ask you about like CS:GO. Did you hear about this whole? They announced a predictive recoil, like CS:GO, right? Like so historically in this game, this was like it was a 40-minute fucking presentation, which I watched every minute of because I was really interested to see them like 40 minutes of fluff around. By the way, we don't have a campaign. But one of the things they literally stood on stage, they talked about predictive recoil like CS:GO because they're trying to model multiplayer around like CS:GO, right? Like so, and to me that seems like the wrong thing to model. Like, what are you doing?
I disagree. That them talking about changing their focus to a more ballistic style of shooter is actually what made me go from completely uninterested to this in this game into actually moderately interested. When I watched the actual gameplay reveal, it actually looked pretty good.
Of Blackout?
No, there
Or
was
the
no
multiplayer?
gameplay
No.
reveal of Blackout.
yeah, that's
it
right.
was the regular whatever
Yeah,
they're
because
more.
we have the multiplayer trailer
Yes,
too.
the
yeah.
hero mode
Yeah, this
Overwatch stuff. I'm
specialists.
Yeah, it looks a lot better than I thought it would, to be honest. It still has a Call of Duty style, but I can tell the shooting physics are different, and that's one of the big turnoffs for me in Call of Duty. So
It's instead of hit scan, they're ballistic modeling.
right, exactly.
Yep.
That's much more interesting to me. So we'll see. But also hearing about this zombie mode again makes me not interested.
What do you think about the health thing, though? Right, they've gotten away from. You see how he stim packs his health, so they've moved away from like picking up or hiding behind a crate and like regenerating health to actually being a mechanic. So they're firing, stimming, stimming.
It's a hero shooter now.
Yep.
It's Siege or Overwatch. So there's heals and health bars and
health,
stats. and
yeah, totally.
Some people do one thing or other people do other things.
I'm really
Strengths and
interested in
weaknesses.
this mode alone, but
What's
I
the
still can't.
multiplayer?
How do
This
they-
is just the multiplayer.
And look, they have player data to say that players aren't playing the campaign, right? Like, although I think this
Like
they had a campaign
Overwatch
that was well
released without
into.
a campaign. Why would they need to do one?
They don't need to. Then don't call it Black Ops, right? Like the legacy of this game is this around this like overarching narrative that spans generations and whatever.
I disagree.
I understand it sells well.
I don't think anybody.
I understand it sells. I get it, but
When
also,
people
and I think
of
it's.
story games,
Yeah.
I don't think anybody's thinking Call of Duty. Like maybe
I'm part of that minority, right? I get it that like I had to say I'm part of a minority because like
Hey.
I'm really white.
Yes.
My point is that like they've had player data. I'm like guarantee people aren't finishing the campaign, right? Like they know. And I think this one probably was coming together like garbage, and they just scrapped it and went, you know what? Battle Royale.
But that was me during Advanced Warfare. As soon as the story stopped being interesting, I stopped playing.
You're over it. And I think you're not alone, right? Like, people aren't finishing these games.
And also, I think it's the name recognition of Black Ops.
Yep.
Like that's what tracks.
Yep.
So
Totally.
you can't. And if Advanced Warfare doesn't do good, or what was it, Infinite Warfare?
Yep.
Like if those aren't like, oh well, it's because they weren't. It's businessmen talking. Oh, those weren't called the thing that made the money. So let's call it the thing that makes the money, and people will buy it because they go, oh well, I did play Black Ops 1 through 3.
But they are saying, so Wade Bush came out and said that they're tracking this game at a very low buy rate this year.
They should.
And they're saying that the lesson learned will be the wrong one, which is that they didn't launch with the campaign. So I'm worried. I want to hear your take on the BR though. Like, did it look exciting to you guys at all? No.
I need to see more.
You need to see it
'cause
played,
they
right?
haven't explained really anything. Also,
How many players it is?
how big is the
Nothing.
map?
They haven't
we don't
said.
And also, apparently, there's vehicles, but the map.
They
is-
said like they put a size, but
they said
relative
it
to
was
other Black Ops.
1,500 times bigger than Nuketown.
Oh, yeah,
But
who gives a
Nuketown's
shit?
also tiny.
Yes,
so
I know,
somebody did the
literally.
size, and it's still smaller
The studio's
than the PUBG map.
1,500 times
it's
bigger
still
than-
smaller than the Fortnite map.
I bet.
And it's supposed to have boats and helicopters and vehicles
And
cars
zombies.
Exceptionally
and
small map,
zombies.
though.
Oh, and zombies? Are they like scrubs?
Yeah, zombies, and just exploring the
I didn't
the
realize
very
that.
long history of the franchise, different time periods of all the other games. They're just
in the
like
in the
throwing it all
blackout in the
In
BR mode.
yes.
Yeah, they're throwing it all in.
And I genuinely
In
don't
one
think it's
map?
ready. I think they don't. I think this is coming together so last second because they scrapped this campaign 2 years in or a year and a half in.
Do we have any evidence that they scrapped a campaign?
I mean, just the leaks coming from Polygon, and I know some people who work at Activision. But
The end. But I mean, the thing with me for battle royale modes is if it's a new audience, there tends to be there's a new metric for skill level. And I don't consider myself that good at shooters already. So to put that in Call of Duty does not do me any favors because it's an audience that is already it's a shooter install audience. Whereas PUBG, there is some level of familiarity to it, but it's still trying to figure out how that game works. It's trying to figure out how H1Z1 works. Trying to figure out how Fortnite works.
Well,
and
I don't know if that applies
it
here
does
because
to me. That's what I'm saying for my experience.
But you're saying that your experience is based off of other people's game knowledge, and this being a new engine, a new ballistics system, they've got heroes now, so it's way different than.
But they're not going to tweak it to isolate the Call of Duty
It's gonna
fan
play.
base.
I guarantee you, this is gonna play way different than every other Call of Duty. I
think it still has to feel like Call of
the
Duty.
traditional Call of Duty playstyle is that run and gun,
Yep.
hit scan, spray people down,
Knife.
and you can't do that in a hero shooter.
Yeah.
You can't do
I
that.
know, you're right.
There has to be classes. People have to have roles to fill. There has to be enough time in your time to kill to outplay, to have reactions. Otherwise,
Outplay, outwit, outlast.
You can't. Yeah, you can't do. I hate
Well,
you.
so-
I hate you.
Well, so riddle me this: how does this work on a yearly release schedule? So, like, I feel like PUBG was just coming into the meta was really developing at 6-8 months, right? Like, so this in 6-8 months, we're going to get the reveal of the next Call of Duty. So, is it? Do they launch another BR in another year? Like, how does this even work?
I think this would be the
They're
BR.
not launching a BR. They're launching.
They're calling
Black
it
Ops,
Battle
and
Royale.
It has a battle royale mode.
Sure,
That's not the
but
same.
but in a year, is this one even supported anymore? Is the Black Ops BR mode
Black Ops 3
supported
is still
anymore?
supported.
Sure.
Yeah, it's got updates.
They start leaning off
I'm
of that
sure
though.
that- I'm sure that that's what one of their announcements will be. Either what their future DLC is, or what their plans for microtransactions are.
Yeah.
Because there's, I mean, we know there's no way they release a game without it. So based on that, if they say, oh, there might be one DLC down the pipeline, then it seems like they're not really going to support it. But if they say like, here, buy this pass, and it comes with the next 4 DLCs that we have planned to launch, then like. They're going to do what they've been doing.
I'm just interested, right? Because if you start rolling people off and you start bifurcating your player base, the player demands, and we'll see, maybe this is a 25-player BR, right? Like, who knows? But your player demands are so much higher if it really is like 80, 90, 100 people, to bifurcate the base and say, buy the new one, and then 3/4 of the base rolls off and buys that annual installment. It starts getting tough to support a BR
Well, I
But
think
they're different games.
that's what I think is. I think they're going to
Even between Modern Warfare and Black Ops.
I know, but
they're
like,
different.
right.
They played similarly.
I think this is
but they were
the
different.
final nail in that coffin of you want story, you're going to go to the Warfare games. You want gameplay,
Yeah.
like new
Or you
gameplay
play-
advancements, you go to Black Ops.
Right, you play Black Ops for the blackout, for the zombies. If you want story, you play World War II. Like, isn't
Yeah.
that was the last one they just
That was
put
last
out,
year,
right?
yeah.
That's their main line. No advanced,
Yep.
no modern, just Call of Duty Warfare, like they used to make it, and that had a story, right?
That did.
So that's you're talking about bifurcating their base. Why not? You get one base that's super dedicated. You get another base that's
Because
super dedicated.
that game will be more like the traditional Twitch style of Call of Duty shooter. I think.
Yeah.
Even though I think that genre of shooter is dying and going.
Yeah, I
away.
think they know that too.
And I think that's part of the reason why they're doing
Yeah,
this.
I- 100%.
Because this is going to pull, like for me, this would pull me from Overwatch. Because I might play this.
Yeah,
I
I'm
like
gonna
hero shooters.
I'm gonna give it a shot,
I'm
too.
not going to get into Siege just
Yeah.
because it's been going on so long
Yeah.
and the skill level's so high for that game.
Right.
But getting into this game when other people are learning, maybe.
Yeah,
'Cause
I'm curious,
I like
too.
the Overwatch hero shooter formula. Overwatch for me is a little too cartoony for me to get like really into it.
Yep.
I don't really like the gun
Need more
ballistics.
brown.
But
Yeah. I like where
need
you
more
went
grass.
with that.
need more grass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorites.
Nicely done. I don't know.
More ghillie suits.
I'm curious.
Yeah, I am
feel
I'm curious too.
They're leaving like for as much announcement as they said. They haven't really said a lot.
They haven't. I don't think it's ready yet.
And I think that's what our E3 is going to be. Do you think they're going to be PS4 or Xbox?
They'll be on the PlayStation stage. They have a
PlayStation
co-marketing
stage?
agreement.
Oh, still?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. That was still weird to remember that
I
yours
know,
was like,
right?
holy crap.
It's
on the
crazy.
PlayStation stage.
Yeah,
well,
totally.
that timer's at 0.
Yep.
We did it, and there was more stuff that we didn't even talk about. But those are the biggest things of the week. We're going to be giving more of insight to that on our Twitter accounts, which you can follow thusly. Hey, Nate.
What's up, nerds? Nate Miller here. You can find me on all social media at Dogling Night. Also, if you watch Westworld,
I do.
Sunday, 8 o'clock, After Buzz,
Awesome.
YouTube, after show.
I'm going to tune in.
Do it.
Hey, Stacey, where can people find you?
Hey guys, I'm Stacey Shuttles. You can find me all over the web at Stacey Shuttles or streaming on this channel right here, Inventory Full PT. You'll find me on PSN Network at Seriously Siri. I'm doing some stuff there.
Oh, are you?
Well, taking pictures of all the games that I play in real stupid ways.
Oh, I'm excited for God of War. God of War.
I'm gonna be
It's
playing
fun.
God of
It's a
War on
problem.
there.
It's a
gonna
problem.
be a time.
It's a problem.
How about you, Patrick?
I'm glad I played through that whole game without most of photo mode. What's up, guys? P of the Dees on Twitter. You can find me celebrating games, where I talk about how much this amazing hobby that we all have has influenced my life and continues to enrich. I love loving things.
And you're going somewhere tomorrow. You're making an
I'm
appearance
speaking. Yeah, if you're in LA, I'm speaking at Digital Hollywood, which is at the at the Getty. I'm speaking a little bit on the future of video games and esports. So I'm speaking at 1 o'clock. So if you're in town and want to go to the Getty, come see me in LA. So tweet at me and we'll meet up afterward.
Mark B. Donica. You can find me on Twitter at Mark B. Donica. Now that I have gotten through the hoss that is God of War, I don't know what I'm going to play next, to be perfectly honest. I might give PUBG another try.
Yeah, you will.
But I also haven't. I mean, as is well evident, I haven't touched Assassin's Creed, so I might give that a shot. Yes.
Do it.
Yeah, I'm excited now that I'm not burdened with glorious God of War. It's time to give something else a shot, and I hope you join us right here on Twitch at Inventory Full PT. Thanks again to the fine folks at Popcorn Talk for giving us a place to do the show. We're here every week. Make sure you follow us, subscribe to us. We appreciate you, and we'll see you next time.
From producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire Popcorn Talk Network, we would like to thank you for tuning in. For questions or comments, be sure to visit popcorntalk.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of the Popcorn Talk Network.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of the Popcorn Talk Network or its owners or principals.